You've listened to the myths by the campfire. You've heard the horrifying stories. Now witness the awesome urban legend that is this demon whose name shall not be revealed. Say his name in the mirror 3 times and they will appear. What? What's the demon's name? Look, my name strikes fear and terror into the hearts of others. I am the demon who shall not be named. But if you have to say my name 3 times in the mirror, I guess you have to know the name. Alright, fine. I am the demon named Myron already. Not everybody is blessed to have imaginative demon parents, okay? Meowdy boys and ghouls, and enough of this tomfoolery. I'm Miss Kitty Litter ATX, welcoming you to yet another edition of the New Mew Review. And this time we're talking about Dragula, Season 4, Episode 5, y'all. Are you excited? I'm excited. Let's sit down and talk about it. There are spoilers abound, so if you haven't already watched the episode, go and see it. We don't do clips here, however, we do talk about the looks and whatnot. So if you haven't seen it, go and see it and then come back and we'll compare notes. This was an exciting and yet, once again, dramatic episode, okay? Just gonna put it out there. It started off with this skit. And what in the silly Sally sells seashells at the seashore kind of skit was going on. I don't know. To be honest with you, I was utterly confused. There was a young man walking along the beach. He picked up a seashell, had a conversation with it, as one will do when one goes to the beach and talks to seashells, I guess. And then at that point, he collapsed on the beach and was unconscious. The Boulet brothers came out as some kind of terrifying sea creatures and dragged him into the depths. Okay, why not? At this point, we join our monsters in the workroom, and they are discussing who they think went home on the last episode. And as it turned out, it was the not-so-merry Cherry who had went home. And nobody appeared particularly surprised at all that she had left. And from there, they got the red light and were called out to the main stage to look at the screen and see what this week's challenge was going to be. Well, it turned out that the Boulets had said that they were going to do something called Ghost Ship Glamour. And for those of you who have ever seen the movie Ghost Ship, just the first 5 minutes alone are enough to scare the heck out of you. So if you haven't seen it yet, go and give it a look. It's pretty terrifying. Anyways, so the theme was going to be the Ghost Ship Glamour. They also announced that for the first challenge that the monsters were going to be forced to go into the area and look for a key, as it were. So they go back and they're searching high and low in the workroom for this key. Whoever got the key was going to get either immunity from extermination this week, or that they could have the ability to put somebody else up for elimination. That was their choice to do as they saw fit. And putting somebody else up for elimination would have been a truly monster move. So it was going to be interesting to see how that played out. After that, they announced the guest judges, which this week I'm going to have to look at my notes here. We had from Game of Thrones, Christian Nairn. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And then we had also the editor-in-chief of Fangoria magazine. He was named Ron Neville Jr. And God, I hope I'm reading that right. My apologies if I'm not. For those of you who don't know, the person who played Hodor was also one of Ireland's first drag monsters, or so they said. So they were coming at this from a background of not just acting, but also drag. And of course, for those of you who are not familiar with Fangoria magazine, in my younger years, I just thrived on that magazine. It tells you all the up and coming horror stuff, what's happening, who's there, who's hot, and it's just fantastic. So, having one of their people there was a huge thing, I thought. At any rate, we spent a little time in the workroom, and the various conversations and drama ensued. And it was speculated whether or not J. Jolie, who was the person who found the key, was going to use it to save herself from elimination or put somebody else up. And at that point, she had already had some words with Miss Bitter Betty. So it was going to be interesting to see how that played out. I, of course, loved the part where they were showing them putting on their makeup and getting their looks together, because for me, that's one of the highlights of the show. I love seeing the creative process and seeing how people were distressing fabric and doing whatnot. I was there for that. Not there for the drama, as you all know, but I will say this. Having said for just about every review that I do that I'm not there for the drama, I do want people to know that I get it. It's water cooler talk. It gets people going. Mary Cherry alone, her career is going to be huge because of the fact that there's so much conversation about the shenanigans that ensued. So I get it. Just not necessarily a fan. I'd rather see more about the creative stuff and less about who doesn't like who. But whatever. I did find it ironic that when the Boulet brothers were discussing things, they did say that they didn't like how some of the contestants were turning on each other. Oh, well, you set that up. Well, you even said so yourself. So, okay, sure. I don't know. So we get to the main stage challenge, and it turns out that not only are they going to have to present a runway look, but they're going to have to lip sync to a new song by the Boulet brothers. Come on, merch. And this song was called Wicked Love. I actually liked it quite a bit. I didn't think I was going to. It's commercial, it's poppy, but it was a cool song. I didn't hate it. I certainly liked it more than some of the other lip sync songs. And I get it that they are, out there selling their stuff. You've got the mask now, you've got the songs. It's probably very smart because you don't have to pay copyright fees to somebody else for lip syncing to their music, and I get that. However, I hope this doesn't turn into the what is it, that show where you shop online or whatever, that kind of thing every week. Because, a little commercial here and there is cute, but I just don't want to have merchandise shoved down my throat at every opportunity. That being said, I did like this song very much. Will probably get it myself. I thought it was cool. So let's get to these looks. In no particular order, I'm just going to talk about some of the ones that I liked a lot, and then some of them which I felt were a little lacking. This week there were some that just really were next level. I have to say, construction, detail, thought out, well planned, whatnot. I do have to say this, however. I am merely judging the looks that I see every week. I'm not judging people's personalities or whatnot. It's not a Dragula Miss Congeniality contest. So I have to take the personalities out of the equation when I'm looking at the looks. Obviously, there's some people whose personalities I find more appealing than others, but that's a whole other conversation. That being said, this week I didn't totally agree with the outcome of the winners and losers. And that has nothing to do with who these people are. I don't know any of them. They're probably all quite nice and wonderful. You know, some of them are playing a character for TV, so don't get it twisted. They may not be like what they appear on the show. That being said, you know, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, the Boulay brothers, they're looking for something specific to represent their brand. So maybe it's not just about whatever look they bring this week. It's about their total performance through the whole season. And at this point, it's getting to where the looks are so good for the most part that we have to nitpick on some little things. That being said, I did think some of the looks this week were not as great as I would have liked. And going on with that, I'm going to say that, okay, we'll just start off with Saint. Saint came out, and their inspiration was rather than a ship's passenger, they were the captain of the ship. And it was kind of an old-timey look. You had the top hat, you had this coat, you had the breeches, the buttons up the front. I was there for all of it. I liked the tendrils as hair with the pearls in it. I thought the look was really well done. The judges did one of the judges, Hodor, I think, took issue with the shoes and said that they weren't all that. I didn't really find them to be that offensive or bad or whatnot, but I guess shoes are a thing this season. Except for last week when they possibly overlooked somebody's club kid boots and put them in the top, possibly. Overlooked that, I don't know, but apparently shoes are a thing, as we saw with Mary Cherry and those fur-covered flats. Don't even get me started. Okay, so yeah, I liked Saint's look quite a bit. I thought it was well thought out, detailed, and whatnot. Next up, we had, okay, we'll just talk about Sigourney for a minute. Sigourney, I thought, was absolutely beautiful. I thought the idea was smart. She had kind of a formal gown on, and then she outstretched her arms to show that she had these kind of translucent ship sails going on, which looked ghostly or whatnot. She had the chandelier earrings going on. The wig was right. The makeup was right. I was there for it. Did I think, in honesty, that it was the most detailed look on the stage? No, I didn't. But like I said, performance counts a lot into this, and the lip sync apparently was fire. Actually, I thought she should have won last week, so I'm glad that she did as well as she ended up doing. Also, we had, okay, let's see, Dolly. Dolly was not only doing a ship passenger, he did the whole ship. At first, to be honest with you, I wasn't quite sure what was going on because it was kind of giving me like a steampunk thing with the top hat and the coat and whatnot. But it was all done in brown. There was like a, what do they call it? It's the window on the ship. There was the belt, porthole kind of thing happening. And it had lights in it and all that. The paint was absolutely beautiful. It was a different look for Dolly, and I was there for it. Absolutely detailed, thought out. And the biggest compliment that could be given from me is, once again, Dolly looked ready to walk into a movie set at any time and start filming. It's just that level of great. But yeah, initially, honestly, I didn't get the ship, but then when they said it, I was like, oh, okay. Totally that. And good for you thinking outside the box also. Let me see. Jade Jolie. Okay. Jade did this kind of a blue thing. It was a blue dress with some ruffles up one side of the shoulder and then ruffles down the other leg. The dress was cute. It would have been kind of middle of the road for me, but she did add some barnacles and whatnot. And the hair was right, the makeup was right. Jade presents glamour, and so I think for this challenge, you know, she was already in the running. It was a very cute look. There was no way I think that she was going to get sent home this week. But that being said, I hope that next week that we're going to see something more spooky, ooky from Jade. But this week I felt that she met the challenge. Okay, let me see. We got through those. Okay, we had Betty who was doing. I actually really love this look. Bitter Betty had did this kind of a torch singer ghost thing. She had the microphone. The wig was right for me. It was some big hair going on. There was pearls. There was a blue dress. There was a feather boa. This would have been one of my top looks. I did get what the Boulay brothers said about the makeup not being totally consistent. And she said that it had come off with the pearls. Also, there was an issue with the pearls as a prop that she was going to rip them off her neck, and they didn't exactly rip the way that they were supposed to. Okay, I'll take that as a critique, but I thought this look was fire, y'all. It was glamour to me. And as I saw her, the monochromatic fantasy, just a little bit, I really liked it. I certainly didn't see it as being one of the bottom looks. But there was this little trick thing that happened that kind of helped that to occur. Okay, moving along, we had Hoso Teratoma. And Hoso this week, I absolutely love the fact that they think outside the box. And I want to be culturally sensitive here and say that not everybody's interpretation of beauty and glamour is going to be the same depending on where you come from. That being said, I'm just going to keep it real and say when he first walked out onto the stage, I thought it looked like they had rolled out a bed and some bed sheets. I didn't really get what the makeup thing was all about. There was this kind of a frowned up face thing going on. There was a bald cap that didn't look like it had fit particularly properly. There was black smudges going on. There was no makeup really on the body. I think there was a bodysuit. There was this ponytail thing happening in the back. It in no way gave me glamour, y'all. And what do I know from glamour? However, I just didn't see it. And that's no shade to Hoso. Hoso's come up with some of my favorite looks this season. The damn Other Mother thing from Coraline. I'm still gagged about that. It's like one of the most iconic looks I've seen on a drag show ever. So I'm not taking anything away from Hoso. I'm just saying that this week wasn't it for me, sister. And I'm sorry to say it, but I wasn't feeling it. I will say that Hoso has such a beautiful face already, and I don't mean that in a weird, creepy way, but they just do, and beautiful hair. So when I saw the outfit later, when they did a photo shoot thing, and they were doing various poses, I got more of the silhouette, and I kind of liked it a little better than I did initially. So I think maybe that outfit would have worked, or even just the fishnets with the nude bodysuit, and then did like a very minimal paint on that beautiful face and use their own hair even. I don't know. And I get sticking to your aesthetic, so I applaud you for that. And I get sticking to your vision, so I applaud you for that. But as for the look itself, I can't give no claps for that. What? That? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I just can't. So, yeah. And then we had Zavaleta. Okay. My notes, I think I put Zelda Fitzgerald meets Mother of the Bride. It was giving me Roaring 20s flapper. It was this blue dress that had some little crystals hanging off of it or whatnot. It looked like it was going to somebody going to do the Charleston at a prohibition party. I don't know, with the finger waves and whatnot. The makeup wasn't really there for me this week. To be honest with you, it looked like something a sassy Mother of the Bride would have got at David's Bridal or whatever on the $69 discount rack. So I found it ironic later in the episode when she was pointing at other people and saying, your outfit looked cheap, your outfit looked cheap. Well, I thought that this one was really the most simple and it just didn't say much to me. It wasn't even whispering to me. I wasn't hearing it. I'm listening, but I'm not hearing it. So I was kind of underwhelmed by that all the way around. To me, that was the most basic look on the stage, just to be honest. So I thought at that point that would have been the one to go home. But that being said, I will say that Zavaleta has come out in previous weeks with some looks that were amazing and has been in the top before, so they take all that into consideration. But if they were just going based on this week's look, I think it would have been a bye, sister. But any rate, did I get everybody? I think so. So yeah. So when all was said and done, they came up for their critiques, and let me see what was said. Okay, so the judges overall liked the majority of the looks. Some of them that they liked, I wasn't really understanding. At this point, Jade was able to use her win to either save herself or to put somebody else in the bottom for elimination. Well, in a shocker, she ended up putting Bitter Betty in the bottom for elimination. And I say, well, good for you. You know, showing your dark side there when you do something like that. And that's kind of what the show's all about. So, yay for that, I guess. But did I think that Betty's look was the worst on the stage this week? Absolutely not. I thought it was one of the best for me. But the way the game is played, she ended up on the bottom. It is what it is. So then, also on the bottom were Zavaleta. I think deservedly, like I said, it was just very simple compared to the other looks. I think if she really was going for Roaring 20s, then I would have amped it up even more and put like a headband with a feather on there and, you know, come out and gave that whole like dead flapper ghost thing. I don't know, but it was just halfway between somewhere here and there and another. So, yeah, no. And Hoso was also in the bottom. When they came off stage, they went back to what they called the cold room, which is like the little room where they have their drinks and discuss things. And everybody was into their feelings this week, y'all. Everybody felt a certain way about things, I think, with one or two exceptions. I will give props to Dolly. I thought the fact that they had him frame this whole section with a little narrative and being the most level-headed one at this stage, I was there for it. I did kind of chuckle a couple times at their commentary and their reactions during all this. So the winning look, I should have said, okay, hello, went to Sigourney Weaver. And Sigourney, yeah, it was one of the top looks. Did I think it was the best look? Honestly, no. But I say congratulations to you on your win. I did think it was well executed and thought out. I like the makeup and the hair and all that. So this was your week. And I didn't get to see really all of the lip sync, so it's hard for me to judge the performance aspect of it because they're only giving us little edited clips of somebody for a few minutes. They had said that Bitter Betty's lip sync was off, and she even said in her confessionals earlier that she lip syncing maybe not her strong point, or learning lyrics or whatnot at least. But the parts that they showed of her, she was on point with her microphone. Although I did have to laugh at that, y'all, because every drag queen knows that when you get confused by the lyrics, you just put something in front of your face or whatever, and apple, banana, watermelon, la, 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 you know, wicked love. And, but I wasn't seeing that from the clips that they showed. Also, the fog and the lights and all that, sometimes I get it as a special effect, but it can be a little distracting when I'm trying to focus on the performance. So there was that part. So yeah, so we had the three bottom. Hoso didn't feel that they belonged in the bottom. They said that they brought glamour. Sorry, sister, I wasn't seeing it, but maybe in your mind you felt firmly convinced that was. So good for you by sticking on your convictions. And then, well, who else? Zabaleta, as usual, was throwing shade like an elm tree all over the place. Jade and Dali had kind of excused themselves from the drama from him, and Dali was a mood when they were just like, I'm tired of all this nonsense, and got up and walked away. I was like, I filled out as a mood, so I was there for that. I'm so tired of all the bickering and hearing about this and that and who doesn't like who. Don't really care. Let's just get on with the drag, okay? So there was that. Who else was into their feelings? Saint felt like they should have won this week. Their look was detailed and whatnot, and I kind of get that. I know how hard it is to work on a look and be especially proud of it, and then have people go, that was okay, but it could have used this and that. Once again, I didn't see the performance fully through. They said that the performance was a little understated or pulled back. Okay. That may be true. I don't know. But I did think that the look was fire. So I kind of got why they were feeling a certain way about not being in the top. Sigourney once again got attacked from this person, that person. I don't know. I didn't see it. She got her win. Good for her. And then that was about it. And Jade and Zavaleta had some little moment that was just foolishness, in my opinion. I don't know why Jay would even stoop to that level, but it was like watching some third graders fight in a playground. No, just no. So the challenge for the elimination was going to be something really daring and frightening this week. Yes, they were going to the beach to do a photo shoot. What? They gotta go to the beach and do a photo shoot. Okay, at first, I misunderstood, thought what it said was that they were going to be underwater being filmed and trying to look glamorous. And that would have been fire. But this was just them basically posing. There was some waves that came up or whatnot. I don't know. Really hard to tell compared to getting electrocuted or being put in a box and having insects dumped on you or whatever. This seemed pretty middle of the road as far as challenges go. In my humble opinion, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, we're going to take some pictures here. Why not, Ooh, scary. I don't know. I just didn't get that. But when all was said and done, the judges came back and said that the one who was going to be going home this week was Bitter Betty. I think they were looking at the whole, all the weeks instead of just this one. For me, her look was not the weakest this week. I thought it was pretty strong, actually. I was there for it. I thought there were some other ones that were lacking, but like I said, it's not my show. It's not my brand that I'm trying to promote and whatnot. They know what they're looking for, so I'll just let them have that and say congratulations to Sigourney on your win this week. I'm glad for you, honey, and I wish that people would quit coming for you unless it's justified. Just leave her alone, y'all. What did y'all think of this episode? Did you think it was a fair outcome? Do you think Betty was the one who should have went home? Who did you see in the top? Who are you rooting for? We're getting down to the wire, y'all. Pretty soon it's going to be our finalists. Who are we seeing in the finals? I think right now, initially I would have said Hoso Teratoma was going to take it all. Now I'm kind of thinking that Dolly is standing a good chance. So who knows? It's anybody's game at this point. Anybody can swoop it. As we have seen on this show, surprises and things happen. I think that Jade, I hope she brings some spooky, or I think you have some concerns for her. I like her personality, I like her drag, but have I seen yet this scary, ferocious monster? Not so much. Maybe it's coming. We can only hope. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. I wanted to do a demon this week because the set looks like hell and I look like hell, so I thought it was appropriate. I'd like to thank the Drag Clubhouse, Slipside Creative, the Sir Rat Leather and Gear, and of course all of you out there for tuning in. This has been Miss Kitty Litter ATX with the New Mew Review, and y'all have one hell of a week. Bye now.